Laureen, Hervé du bonheur. That's about right?
That is about right. I think you pronounced every letter. That's about right.
Hervé du bonheur. Laureen
Oh,
HD.
yes. AKA HD, if you want to make it easier on yourself.
That is a lot easier. Yes. I used to have the French accent down because I used to be bilingual. Not so much anymore. Now I just sound like an English person who's trying to be sophisticated by putting in the appropriate accent. Thank you very much for joining us today.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, so I've given a brief little intro to what it is that we're going to talk about today, but I always like to give our guests an opportunity to brag about themselves and tell us in their own words about what it is that they do and who they are. So take it away, Laureen.
Sure. So I have a YouTube channel called Laureen HD where I make videos about sexual health, more specifically around herpes and herpes stigma. Because I noticed that there's a lot of conversation, there's a lot of medical information around there on the internet on how to treat a herpes sore or how to prevent catching STIs, but there's not a lot of conversation around how, in the event that you do catch an STI, like how do you talk about it? How do you talk about it with your partner, with your family? A whole lot of conversations that you have to have when you end up contracting an STI, most of all one that is incurable. So I thought that there was an opportunity out there to start making videos and help people, just giving them tips to have these conversations and to be a little more confident in themselves when it comes to dating and when it comes also to self-perception, self-acceptance, and so far so good. I receive a lot of positive feedback, so as long as I do, I'll keep putting out my videos.
Awesome. Yeah, no, I think it's definitely an important conversation to have for sure. And also, when I'm not making eye contact here, I'm just making notes because I've got the little monkey brain that can go on just constantly, just all over the place. So I need to write
Little
down
hamster.
things. Yes, yes, just going to fucking town on that wheel. Just so I need to write stuff down as it comes through. Otherwise, I'm gonna forget it. So you yourself, so you have herpes.
Yes.
So do you know if it's simplex 1 or simplex 2?
It's simplex 2.
Okay, and what's the difference between the two? Because you can get
That's
both orally and on the genitals.
Yes, that's a very good question that actually a lot of doctors have a hard time answering. I've been asking that question to a lot of doctors, and they basically treat it the same. So it used to be that HSV1 was more typically on the mouth, and HSV2 was more typically on genitals. But a recent report, I think from 2 years ago, from World Health Organization said that half of new cases of genital herpes, so herpes contracted on genitals, were actually coming from HSV1 because of unprotected oral sex. And actually, it's true that when you talk about protected sex, a lot of people think about condoms and think about protecting themselves during like penis and vagina